There's a new mic we brought out, which is called the ribbon mic. It's the slang is called a ribbon mic. The traditional name for that type of mic, RCA called it a velocity microphone, and it works on wind velocity on an aluminum ribbon. You can see a cutaway to the left, to your right here, and you can see our motor in there. It's a very thin piece of aluminum that actually is the element that creates the moving in a magnetic field, not unlike a dynamic mic or a guitar pickup. This is a basic element of magnetics, movement in a field that creates a voltage. Ribbon mics have a smoother sound. They don't have the high end that you would be associating with a condenser mic, and that's actually favored for many applications, such as a vocal. If you want a very smooth vocal, think all the original Sinatra, Elvis Presley, Patsy Cline, all were done on ribbon mics. Certainly enough high end for a vocal and a smoother response. They're also popular for guitar amps. They're popular for brassy things, especially saxophones traditionally are recorded on ribbon mics. So we wanted to bring out a ribbon mic, but once again, doing it our way, we wanted to solve the problems of ribbon mics, which are they have very low output, so you have to have a whole lot of preamplifier to amplify them. Our ribbon mics have a very specially designed dual magnet neodymium output stage, which puts out about twice the output of an average ribbon. We also have a feature in there of a switchable transformer, which allows you to cater the output of the transformer to allow you more boost or less boost to the preamp stage, depending on how the preamp wants to load, 50 ohms or 300 ohms, we can select the output. Impedance is another thing that is very overlooked and very important in processing signal path. So we're very conscious of signal path processing, and so we have two options on the output. Each of those options has a high roll-off feature, so there's actually 4 switches on a ribbon mic, 50 and 300 ohm selection, and then each of those with a high-pass filter, which allows you to roll off some low end if the mic is too boomy, as they can often be in a sensitive miking situation. Then we make the ribbon mic as a static ribbon mic, that is, it plugs in like a regular dynamic mic, doesn't require phantom power, away you go. We make it with a tube boosting element, so we actually make a tube ribbon mic, the combination of both worlds. Because of the low output, the tube allows us to boost it up many more decibels, so it becomes as hot as or hotter than the average condenser mic. Can be used in any type of recording system, from computer-based where you don't have a lot of robust preamp to amplify the thing. The tube in the microphone actually supplies you that output. So that's our Velo, and we had one other neat thing about the microphone, not just the higher output and the ability to use it with tubes, but because of the fragility of a ribbon mic, they are very thin aluminum, about 3 microns. They can be literally blown apart by blowing into them. One of the things that, if you want to pan over here to the ribbon mic, I'll show you, that prevents that. In the package, we have actually added a pop filter, which is a steel redirecting of air type approach, so it's transparent acoustically, but it prevents velocity from hitting that ribbon mic and breaking it. But should you break your ribbon mic, usually our only option is to send it back for repair, which is a very timely and costly process. But we knew that you might have a problem with that because ribbon mics are fragile, so we provided an advanced solution. We designed our ribbon element to be mounted and tensioned on a pre-manufactured PC board, so we can tension it. It mounts with 4 screws onto the mounting element, and I'll go back here just to point out, this is a field replaceable ribbon mic. In case you're in a field, you can also be in a studio. It doesn't matter where you're replacing it, but we call it a field replaceable ribbon motor. 4 screws, the PC board comes off. A new PC board with a pre-tensioned ribbon supplied in your package, you get one extra with the Velo package, can be installed. It takes 4 screws to pull the mic apart, 4 screws to unplug, to undo the ribbon. 1 plug unplugs, you don't even need a soldering iron. This can all be done with a Swiss Army knife, and you can replace your ribbon in your studio in 10 minutes. You take the old ribbon, put it back in its carrying and shipping case, send it back to us for $50, and you, with return postage, you send it to us, it's inclusive, $50. We rebuild it for you and send it back so you have your spare ribbon again. But the most important thing is you're back to recording within 10 minutes with exactly the same sounding microphone. That's something really revolutionary and new with ribbon mics. So that's basically the microphone line. If I could switch real quick over to the preamplifiers that we offer, our most famous popular preamp is called the Brick. Again, a dual-purpose microphone preamp. It can amplify either a microphone or a guitar or bass. It's very popular for bass and acoustic electric guitar because it allows you to have a tube preamp on your instrument. You can also use this device for a microphone by plugging a microphone. It could be an SM58. And using it on stage, you literally can put a tube microphone, studio quality, 3 tubes in our Brick, into an environment like a studio. You can take it right into a stage, and so that SM58 becomes a much better sounding microphone. When the output of the Brick has a transformer-based output, and it has a 12AU driver tube, so it has no, it's very indifferent to what cable you hook it up to and how much cable you hook it up to. You can run 1,000 feet without any signal loss whatsoever coming out of a Brick, whether that be a guitar or a microphone. You can take this on the road with you. Leland Sklar, a famous bass player, tours with this with the Phil Collins Band as an example. Greg Ladani uses it for recording vocals live when he's recording out, famous producer. There's quite a few bands that are using the Bricks, both for vocals and acoustic electric instruments, quite importantly. Coupled to a tube preamplifier, have a much more realistic sound. It'll actually take a transducer that would normally be bright and brittle and make it sound very warm and natural. So it's a beautiful thing to connect to your acoustic electric type pickups, Piezo based or otherwise. This is a $500 retail product. It has 3 tubes in it. It's a true tube preamp, and you can see the whole block diagram underneath there. It's got the input transformer on the microphone, very low impedance by the way, 600 ohm loading transformer, makes all microphones work better. Then it goes through its microphone tube, and then a gain tube, and then an output tube. So there's actually 3 tubes in this $500 studio quality preamp that everybody can afford. It also has a fan and power built in, so you can use it on your solid state condenser microphones as well. So tube preamp for pretty much anybody's budget. Be bought on the store from the $400 range, about a $500 MSRP. That's our Brick. Our high-end preamp, or our most recent entry, was our Stereo Supri, which you can see here. 2 channels of variable impedance loading. So again, we can change the loading on the microphone, something we kind of pioneered. Nothing new, but traditional. It has mute switch, fan and power. You can have either mic or instrument input again on that, and you can run it in stereo. One of the things we're demonstrating here is a pair of our microphones in MS stereo configuration. That's this funny stand over here, using a figure 8 and a condenser mic, and then running both channels through the Supri. So that's a rapid Namm review of our products offered here at the trade show today. But I encourage you to go to any of your local Fender dealers and ask for a demonstration on the groove tube microphones. They're now available in thousands more outlets than they were for the last 31 years that we were operating our relatively small business. Now we have the big partnership with the best distribution company in the country, certainly in our industry, and that would be Fender. So please go down to your Fender dealer, tell them you'd like to hear a groove tube microphone, or you want to try one of our preamplifiers. We'll be happy to help you. Thank you.